Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We are back here on Kubota Farm in East Vineland, New Jersey, doing a little real estate shopping, actually. This plot of land, as you can see, our pig barn is straight ahead of us over there. I was just looking how we're going to spend our money, kind of thinking about it a little bit. This plot of land is $206,000. I just don't know what we could do with it. I don't think there's really anything we could do with it. I suppose, I don't know if you can buy it. I don't think the game will allow us to sell this house. So I think we'd pretty much be stuck with, well, another house and a plot of land. So probably not something we're going to jump on. But what I was looking at, potentially, a couple things here. Finally buying Field 7, which would kind of fit in nicely with our expansion here. A little bit low on expected yield, but not horrible, 97%. That's not too bad. It will take up most of our cash reserves, however. Field 3, a little bit better yield potential, leaves us with a little bit, quite a bit more money actually, and it's right next to Field 1 and 2. I think there's a line of trees that separate this right here, um, that we actually could either cut down and get rid of and combine all these if we wanted to. That solar plot that we've talked about before, that's $420,000. Kind of boring though, but we do get all the benefits of the solar energy coming in as revenue, which may not be that bad. This bad boy here is almost $1 million. Um, yeah, but we'd have some tree harvesting available to us, I guess, if we were to purchase this. At least that would be my guess. This one here is looking pretty darn good. 100% yield, so it's straight on 100%. 466,000, not too shabby. Field 11, a little bit out of our reach still. We could wait, save our money, and get Field 11. Look at the yield potential on Field 11, 112%. That is not too bad at all. So, boy, we've got some options. I hate making these choices because it's always like, well, what do you buy? What do you do? I don't know. In the meantime, yes, I did another grass contract, and I'm just finishing that up. I'm actually at the point right now where these bales are ours to keep. So what I was thinking of doing was grabbing the rest of these bales, bringing them back to the farm, and adding them to our silage. Our what do you call it? Silage, uh, silage silo. Our fermenting silo. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. We might as well, right? Just add. I mean, it'll take hay, um, and ferment hay, so it all ends up being silage. So it's a little bit extra money for us when we go to sell our silage. And it's better money than just selling the hay straight away. So yeah, this contract is actually complete. It was a pretty good size contract actually. I think it's a $26,000 contract if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 27,848, and I didn't have to borrow equipment because I used equipment from this contract here. I did activate this contract, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I think I've had my fair share of grass work at this point, so I think I'm just gonna probably end up canceling that. I don't think. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll pick you up on the other way. I don't think you get penalized financially for canceling contracts. I thought Farming Simulator used to do that. Um, if you took contracts out and didn't complete them, I thought you got penalized for it financially. I thought you got fined or something like that, but maybe I'm wrong. Either that or I'm thinking of way back, back to FS13 days when Do you remember on FS13 days when you didn't have contracts? You had oh, what did they call them? They were contracts, but they weren't like these kind of contracts. Like you'd get this pop-up on the bottom of your screen, that would say, hey, the golf course needs its grass to be mowed. Do you want to accept this? And then, if I remember right, I think they were timed as well. If I remember correctly, I think you had a certain amount of time to complete it in. Like I'm finding, like now with contracts, I've let them sit overnight. Which, if you're playing single day seasons, that's a month. I wonder how long you can let a contract be active in the game before completing it. I guess I really haven't tested that. Be curious to find out though. But let's hit the gas, get going here, get back to the farm. I think I know where I'm at. Yeah, we're up here in the north side. Blow through this stop sign. How's everybody doing? Thank you very much. How is everybody doing? It's Thursday. Oh, Thursday. One more day to go and it's the weekend. Christmas is just around the corner. It has really flown by this year. I think the older I get, the faster years go. And it's weird, right? I mean, it's not weird, but it's just kind of ironic that when I was young, excuse me, when I was young, I wanted time to go faster. Like I wanted to grow up and I wanted to do this and get to this, and just being impatient and wanting things to happen faster. And the older I get, now it's, why is time going so fast? Slow down a little bit. I want things to last longer. I can wait longer to get this. I can wait a little longer to do this and that. I don't know. Just the way life is, I guess. And it's, probably the same for everybody. I always see this. What is this? Is this that's a cow shed, right? I always see that and I always think it's initially it always catches me off guard because I think it's our pig barn. You know what? Come to think of it, remind me here in a couple minutes. I want to check the pricing on that whole area right there with that cow barn. Now that I see that there, I'm kind of curious what that land over there goes for with that barn. Why did I go this way? It seems like I definitely took the long route around, didn't I? Hello, sheep. What's going on, dudes? Good to see ya. Tell you, the sheep have been our financial saviors here in East Vineland so far. They have, been our biggest. Yeah, I know. They're listening to me. They can hear me talking, not even talking trash about them, talking good things about them. But yeah, they've really brought in the cash for us with the wool. Pretty sweet, actually. So I apologize. I'm going to have to wait and see how this records. I don't know if it's... Let me get through this here. Get this ramped up, and I'll tell you real quick. Get this bumped out of the way. We really don't have to do anything with this Fent because we're going to close out the contract and it'll go bye-bye. I'm curious after this recording. I've been playing around with my frame rates on Farming Simulator, and I've got them a little more unlocked right now. Of course, console players, you guys don't have to worry about this, but PC players, we have a few more graphics options, and I'm playing with them a little more unlocked. I usually try and play with 60 FPS locked in because I know my system can handle 60 FPS. It's powerful enough in Farming Simulator to, on pretty much any map, 60 FPS, unless the map is just so poorly done you know, where you just get crazy frame drops. But so I'm playing around with that a little bit. Long story short, and I'm kind of curious to see how if it makes any difference in the recording. So if it is a little bit funky or seems weird, I apologize. I'll pick up on that after I review the recording. What am I doing? I'm talking too much. That's what I'm doing. Let's see here. So this one we can close out, and our equipment should still be there. This one, we don't want to do. Now let's. So where are we at? We're at 649, 288. And if I cancel this contract, 649, 288. So no financial punishment. Let me click collect. 649, 288. Yep, no financial punishments involved there. Our fence gone, our crone is gone, and we are good to go. We actually did pretty well there. 668, almost 669,000. 600, yeah, 669 grand almost. And we've got a bunch of stuff fermenting at the moment. We've got both grass and hay, and I've got both of them activated as well. I did forget to do that, I think, when I initially poured grass in here, but kind of figured that one out, fortunately. So they are busy. They are busy fermenting. I don't know what kind of time frame we're talking about. I'm going to assume it's going to end up being somewhere around the same amount of time that we'd get from a silage bunker. But it's kind of nice because even if we get chaff, so when we do our, so we can do a couple things with chaff, right? We can either, when we plant our corn in our North 40 fields over there, we can chaff those up and bring them right over here and actually put them in our fermenting silo if we want to. Of course, we're probably going to take our corn and bring it over to our, speaking of, over to our production facility that we have leased right now. And I think that one we dumped in. What did we dump in there? We dumped something in for flour. Did we have barley that we were making flour with, I think? But that thing is done. So we've got 3,111 liters of flour stored there that we can sell. And I think I looked up flour sells best like so many other things in the game during the winter. Yeah, like December. So we can just let that flour sit there for now. But anyways, back to the chaff. We can also, and I forget about this once in a while, but you can rent, we can lease or buy, but probably lease machinery. And you can chaff up, you know, a lot of crops. And I always thought, you know, that's kind of a waste of money because you usually don't get as much as you would of selling the crops. But might be kind of curious to see how financially how that does work out. But if I remember right, you need to grab, is it am I like, I'm not losing my mind thinking this, am I? There's a head that you can use, right? Not what I want. Forage harvester headers. Or is it no, here we go, right here on this Kloss direct disk. So yeah, I think that's what that does, right? Is it allows you to chaff up actual normal crops instead of just corn. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. I think that's right. Sorghum or poplar's looking pretty good. 10 of 13, very nice. I'm just going in 10 different directions here. It's getting kind of late, so my brain probably is functioning even worse than it normally does. Here's that cow barn area that I was thinking of. $541,000. That's a lot of money to spend on. That's a lot of money to spend on in a situation where not so sure we want to get into cows, you know? Will this let us open? No, we don't own it. So you get, what do you get? You must get this property here too then, right? So you get this little bit of land here. Yeah, so you're going to get the cow barn, you're going to get the shed, and this land here. And I'm assuming all the way over to this fence line. Yeah, I don't think that's our best bet, right? Right now, I don't think we want to get invested into cows for almost all of our money that we have. I mean, yeah, I'm not convinced. Sorry if you're pointing at the screen going, yes, buy the stinking cow barn. I'm just not convinced that's where we want to go. I would actually be more interested, if I'm being honest, if we were going to do something, anything like that, I would say let's buy more property and buy another sheep barn and put up another sheep barn somewhere. Because I'll tell you, wool has been good to us. Wool has been very good to us. But before we do that, um, what's this little thing here? 104,000 for, I don't even know what's in there. A few trees. I think, is there a shed or a little dealio there? What is over here? Oh, another homestead. Okay. Yeah, we don't care about that so much. Does have a cool looking mailbox, but not something that's going to benefit us much, that's for sure. Boy, it's like this is the same issue I have when I'm like thinking about buying anything. Like, let's just say like I'm looking at buying a new stereo or a new car, a new car stereo, or maybe I'm looking to buy a new washer or dryer or something like that. Just overthinking it, and I can still hear my mom many years ago when I was a kid, because I know I get this from my dad, and I can still hear my mom. I mean, I can literally, it's almost in a way that's kind of frightening. I can hear my mom saying to my dad, "Oh, just pick one out and buy it." I still can hear it. I totally can hear it. Oh boy, gotta love it. Yeah, not a very exciting episode, but this is the kind of thing like I'm just thinking through, because I don't like tearing these. We would use the lumberjack mod on these trees. That might actually be kind of pleasing if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, this is my thought. Like we own this whole strip going that way. If we bought this field here, wow, I mean, we tear these trees out, that adds all of this too. I mean, we could make a very large and in charge field. All of this. I guess the question would be, I mean, and again, I always default back to, do I want to plant a field that big on this map with one crop? But, which isn't a big deal. You certainly can. But nothing says that you have to do that either. You can also, I'm backwards, aren't I? I think I've been talking backwards. This is the field we don't own, so we would buy this field. I think I said it wrong earlier, sorry. So, you still wouldn't have to plant the whole field the same. I mean, you can divide up the fields, I guess, but we still need to join these two fields together as well. Boy, that's tempting. That's very tempting. And it leaves us, what's nice about that, it leaves us with a little more, with actually a pretty decent chunk of change in the bank still that we can use. Whereas this one's going to pretty much drain our account. Well, it'll leave us with about 100 grand, which I guess isn't too bad. But you know what? We really don't. Boy, I wish Grassgeddon hadn't happened here on East Vineland. Because any property that we do buy is going to have grass. It's not going to have any. So we're not really buying in any special crops. But if we bought this, we could mow this up. get a bunch of silage out of it. That probably takes 100. Well, I don't know how much silage worth here, but whew. All right, we'll think about it. I feel like pulling the trigger, but not pulling the trigger. Let's do this. I think we're in pretty good shape as far as our animal goes. Sheep are fed. Excuse me, sorry about that. Pigs are fed. Chickens need corn, cracked corn, but they're in, at least their health, as long as their health stays up, we're in pretty good shape there. Why don't we, since we're pretty much done with April. Oh, eggs are doing pretty well. Go chicks. Yeah, make me some money. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. What's this right here? Sunflowers? Yeah. Probably should have done that, now that I think about it. That was kind of stupid, wasn't it? Well, yeah, it was kind of stupid because I should have waited until we got some of this down, because 60% they want for crack corn. So that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do in the world, but oh well. When's selling season for eggs? I should probably check that out real quick so I don't miss that. Where are our eggs? Eggs. It's nice to have money like this that you have the problem of trying to figure out where to spend it. You know, it's better than being completely dead broke. November is going to be egg selling season, so we will be able to hold off on that for now. Let's skip forward. April, May to May, so we can do 7 a.m. I think. And let's see what's going on here in the lovely month of May. I know here where I live, it's been very, very cold the last couple of days. Temperatures are starting to drop quite a bit, actually, and there is some rumor of snow and ice in the future, so that won't be fun. I am liking the egg production these chickens are giving us. That is making me very happy. Normally when I do chickens, or in the past when I've done chickens, I haven't had this many chickens. I think this is the most chickens I think I've ever owned on a map. Look at that grass going down pretty good for our sheep too. I tell you, they're munchers, aren't they? They eat that. Eat it, get it. Oh, and I did put the rest of... Oh, I know. Oh, Brad, you know what you forgot? Shoot. Oh, well, we're okay. I did add... We had some corn left in our silo, so I brought that over for our pigs. Because I think... That's right? Because I think their base food is corn. And we had a little bit left in our bunkers, in our regular silos, so I brought what corn we had left over over to the pigs. And I purposely parked this guy over here because we need to fertilize. Wait, are we getting weeds? Oh, no. Okay, those aren't weeds. I was going to say, we shouldn't be getting weeds. And I did put the, what are those white deals called? Iceria crop sensors on this little guy. So I think if we do turn on crop sensor, which is Alt B, I'm still not convinced that does a whole lot, but they're there, so I'm going to turn them on. And we are going to turn on our GPS, and we are going to get that settled, and that's settled. Sorry, I'm doing this episode a little bit later than I normally do my recording, so I feel like I'm a little off because of that, and I feel like I am just feeling a little discombobulated. There's another word my folks used to use, discombobulated. But we'll get it. We'll get her done. And let's get... Whoops. That's what I want to see. Need to get this stuff, need to get our grass field fertilized so we can get that nitrogen level straightened out. Our pH is good. I think, if I remember correctly, oh, see, now you can tell where you're fertilizing. And I remember correctly that the lime application lasts, what we say, three harvests, roughly? And you have to redo your soil samples, I think it's every 6th. I'm not sure if that's every 6th harvest or if it's every 6th year. I'm not really sure. But we might as well get this grass field. I'm not going to roll it. You know, I don't know what the dealio is on this field with the yield potential, because we rolled it last time, and I thought that was going to give us that 2% that we were missing, and it didn't. So I really don't know what's going on with that little 2% yield that's missing. It's kind of weird. And I love how how precision farming, how frugal it is with things like fertilizer and herbicide and stuff. I mean, we are not using much fertilizer on this field at all, which is so nice. Because fertilizer is not the cheapest thing in the world. I think I might have missed a sliver somewhere over here. Was it right over there, maybe? We can turn our GPS off. I think I got a little spot over here I might have missed. I don't think it's a big deal, but... yeah, straight ahead. Iceberg, right ahead. Speaking of Titanic, I think I mentioned this on a previous episode, but I've been kind of, you know, going back and forth with watching some Titanic videos on YouTube. It's always been kind of an interest of mine, like I'm sure it is with a lot of people. Never really was that into it until I saw Kate Winslet in the old painting scene. No, not painting. It was drawing, right? No, honestly though, I really never was like the biggest Titanic freak out there, but it's always captivated me. And I was watching a video today. Let's check something out here. I was watching a video today. What's our yield here, man? See, it's 2% missing again. I'm not going to fall for that again, because last time it was the same way, and we rolled this whole field, and I didn't get that 2% back, and I didn't get this 1% back. So I don't know why we're missing yield potential. I don't get it. I don't understand it. According to Precision Farming, we're in good shape with pH. We're in good shape with our nitrogen. Our environmental score has magically gone up like 7 points again, which I don't understand, because we actually put fertilizer down, like not poop fertilizer, but like hard on the environment fertilizer, supposedly. So, I don't know. Confusion reigns supreme sometimes for me on certain things in this game, but I'm just going to roll with the flow. So anyways, back to the Titanic thing. There's a Roblox. So my kid, one of my kids, loves Roblox. They play Roblox a lot, and it is a pretty cool game from what I've seen. It's it's a pretty good deal. Like it's very, very. What word am I looking for? Uh, Multifaceted. I guess that really wasn't the word I was looking for, but it's got a lot of different, sandboxes you can play in, right? There's just a lot of mini games and things you can do in there. Well, I saw today that there's a Titanic. I think it's called Titanic SOS um, in Roblox, and I watched this guy playing it. He was doing a review on it, and it was good. It was pretty good. I was expecting it to be a little bit more like Roblox that I've seen. It seems like they've been. Is that one like? What this one's doing? It's like it's just sitting underneath the red lights. Just kind of like if they were UV lights, I'd say it's trying for a tan. But I don't know what it's doing in here by yourself. Go out and see your friends. No, you can't come through the bars. No. But it looked really. It looked good. It looked very good. I always assumed Roblox was a little bit more Lego-y looking, kind of blocky. But this actually looked, graphically, from what I saw, it was pretty darn good. Really was. So it's inspired me. I'm actually thinking about grabbing a Roblox account. And really, the only thing I'd want to do with it, I think, is this Titanic deal. And you can play like um, different variations on it. You can play where you're just walking around the Titanic. Basically, you're just walking around the Titanic and looking at it. Kind of just observing it, walking around, exploring it. And you can do sinking mode, and there's the realistic sinking, and there's the James Cameron movie sinking version. I guess there's two versions. You can do multiplayer, which I guess basically that's what Roblox is. But if you set up a private server, you can just play on your own if that's what you choose to do. Kind of thinking about playing that though. So we've got straw left over. Who'd we save straw for? We saved straw for the pigs, didn't we? I don't think the piggies use a lot of straw. They don't use a ton of straw, but you know what we can do? Since if you can't tell, I'm kind of going through this episode stalling on figuring out what to buy, what land to buy. And I did notice our time clock I had set to halftime, but let's get the pigs some straw. We'll get the pigs a straw, and it's kind of what I saved it for, I guess. Let's see here. And we can always we can always sell the manure instead of using it for fertilizer if we want to, I guess. But they are getting a pretty good poop pile there, so that's kind of nice. Where does I know you know what I'm thinking. Straw goes where we put the food, right? Yeah. How much silage are piggies giving us? Hold on a second here. Where's our... So slurry's getting up there pretty good too. We can always sell slurry, but we'll have to look at maybe using up that slurry in particular. We've got quite a bit of slurry going on there. I hate to spend money on buying more pigs. I just don't think financially I don't think they're really worth it to us. At least not yet. I think if we're gonna spend money, it's either land, production facilities. Probably should start setting some aside too for equipment. Let's change that. Brad, what are you doing here? That's what we want. They should take the rest of the straw that we had remaining, I would think. And really, a lot of the equipment, that's non-Kubota, especially like when it comes to harvesters or things like that, we can lease. Like when we do our poplar, we're most likely going to just lease everything needed for that. We might buy, I don't know, and I haven't decided how we want to do our poplar yet. I mean, we can do it, we could bale it. My thoughts are on that is that seems a little tedious, you know, like it's going to take a little bit of, like a lot of extra time to bale. We probably, but it's the cheapest way to go. We might be better off, instead of doing the baling, actually picking up a full-blown, you know, I was thinking about leasing this bad boy here along with that head. I actually think I have a mod enabled in this game. Yeah, for sugarcane and poplar. This guy right here. Ooh, requirements though are 750 horsepower. We'd have to get a bigger, but that thing's big. That thing is what, 9 meters? So poplar and sugarcane designed to be used with this crone. Was kind of thinking about, I guess that wouldn't be so bad. What's leasing on that going to run us? Yeah, see, that's not cheap. 26,000 just to lease that thing, but it's not going to be cheap regardless. Our only other option, like I said, is, you know, going with this thing. You can lease that for 5 grand. How many horsepower does that require? 200. So our M8 will handle that. What is that? A bumper for that, I think, isn't it? Okay. So we've got a tractor to handle the baler. We've got a wagon that we can put bales on. We'll have to think about that. We've got a few months to think about that, but we can try both. Actually, we could always try both. You know, just to see. I'm kind of want to experience what might work best. Don't really know. But I think that's going to do it for this version, for this episode of Kubota Farm. Sorry, again, not the most exciting episode in the world, but we are sitting good financially. I'm going to give it one more night's thought on where to sink our cash into. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of leaning towards Field 3. I think that for the money, for 300 and roughly 389, 390,000, it's got a really good or a decent yield potential. It's reasonably close. That one there still does, I know, 573. That would still leave us about 100,000. So I'd say it's probably between those two fields. I wish I kind of knew how much money we'd get from our solar panels field, because if that really did rake in a lot of money, I would almost be tempted to buy that and go one more harvest season before we buy more land. But this is a nice big spread right here, this field. And we could keep this grass and combine with this field, or do whatever we wish. All right, everyone. Thanks for sticking with me. I do appreciate your patience as we make it through this huge purchasing decision on Kubota Farm. But I hope you all enjoyed the episode still, anyways, and I hope it turned out okay visually. I feel like since I bumped up the FPS, I don't necessarily notice that it's any smoother for me. I don't know. I'll have to look at the recording and see if it made any difference on the recording side at all. But we'll see. You all take care of yourselves. I will see you hopefully tonight with Throwback Thursday. Otherwise, hopefully see you in the morning tomorrow, Friday, for back here on the farm in East Vineland. Thanks again, everyone. I do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. More importantly, let's take care of each other. And I'll see y'all soon.